Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to our Mental Health Monday presentation. This one is going to be about self-awareness and self-care. My name is Caitlyn Johnson, and I'm a mental health and wellness peer educator.
My name is Alharith, and I am mental health and wellness peer educator as well.
All right. So for this presentation, we're going to focus on quite a few different things. We're going to focus on how self-awareness and self-care intertwine together. We're going to talk about the signs of it, the benefits of it all, and what it truly means to be self-aware and take care of yourself, whether that be in a college setting or being in a professional or leisure setting.
Right, beautiful introduction. Self-awareness. So for self-awareness, there's different definitions, but we can define it as mindful consciousness of your strengths, weakness, actions, and presence. Self-awareness requires having a clear perception of your mental and emotional states. Another definition is conscious knowledge of one's own character, feelings, motives, and desires. So for self-awareness, many people see it as a skill that you gain, or a skill can gain, or maybe it can be as a trait on your personality.
Alrighty, and then self-care kind of piggybacks on it. We chose a definition for self-care. Obviously, there are lots of definitions, but the definition we chose to include is the ability of individuals, families, and communities to promote health, prevent disease, maintain health, and cope with illness and disability with or without the support of a healthcare provider. So there's lots of different ways that you can perform self-care. This definition kind of encompasses it all. For some people, self-care might just be brushing your teeth before bed, or eating a really good meal, or taking a bubble bath at the end of the day. But self-care can also mean that you're having stomach problems, so you make yourself a doctor's appointment. Self-care does not have just one definition. It can be a lot of different things, and everybody performs it very differently.
So when it comes for self-awareness, some people, like when you try to improve self-awareness, you should see some signs of lack of self-awareness. Some of the signs is that trouble understanding your emotions, suppressing emotions. And I think the term emotional intelligence can explain this sign more very good. And when it comes to what is emotional intelligence, is the ability to process emotional information and use it in reasoning. So it's like being able to name and regulate your emotions, and like there's a lot of research has shown that there's a link between the emotional intelligence and self-awareness. So the more you have, the more emotional intelligence you have, the more self-awareness you will have. So if you can describe what you are feeling to others, that might be a sign of lack of self-awareness. But at the end, like I said, could be a skill, and you can improve it by the time. Another sign is shout people down and out. And at this point, there's a lot of things we can talk about on this sign, but I think the most common thing that why would people shout down, or shout people down and out, is the beliefs that people have, like different beliefs with people. For example, like the two common red lines with many people are politics and religion. So people, when they have like this conversation with other people, different beliefs, different views, whether in politics or religion, if they keep listening to them and being open with them, that could be a sign of not a lack of self-awareness, but people keep avoiding Some people keep avoiding people that speak about politics. They just, I'm not sure if I should talk about it. That could be a sign of lack of self-awareness. And another sign is like make excuses. And this, I mean, may find it difficult to tell the difference between mistake people make and things that are outside of their control. So like knowing what is out of control and the mistake I have is like one good thing that help us to enhance our self-awareness. Another sign is difficulty with empathizing with others, struggle with time management and self-control. Okay.
Some benefits of self-awareness and self-care. Obviously, a lot of people know that there are a lot of benefits to being in tune with yourself and your emotions and how you feel, and that taking care of yourself is good for you, but not a lot of people understand the variety of benefits it can cause and how the entirety of your health all connects to one another. So being more self-aware and taking better care of yourself can help with a lot of things, including bettering your perspective. So let's say that you just got presented with an opportunity to do a project for your job or something, and you're kind of frustrated because you're always picked to do the project. And if you're constantly in negative emotions and constantly kind of feeling down about yourself, you are going to see that as a negative in your life. But if you take the time to focus on the positives and you take the time to really view yourself in a better light, you're going to see that as, oh, I'm trusted well enough to do this project, or, oh, like I was chosen to do this special project. That's a good, and it'll look good on my resume one day. So that it can help make your perspective on life and outlet a lot better. It can also better your decision-making skills. We all know how irrational you can get whenever you are feeling upset or you've been upset for a long time and everything's getting on your nerves and you're just shutting people out and you're on edge. You tend to make worse decisions for yourself or for others. So like, let's say you've been having a really bad day and you have an assignment due at midnight. You might just say, oh, I just won't do the assignment. But instead, maybe if you were more in tune with yourself, you'd be like, I am not in the right mindset to complete this assignment. I should email my professor for an extension or at least try my best. Healthy relationships are an outcome of being more in tune with yourself. Like Alharith said, you shut people out when you have a lack of self-awareness and you tend to avoid certain topics. So if you're more emotionally healthy or emotionally intelligent, you tend to be able to better effectively communicate with others in a variety of situations. And that also ties to the improved communication. And then if you are taking the time to do things that you enjoy, taking the time to really understand why you feel something and how to better yourself and how to maybe change the way that you feel in a sense, you're going to feel a lot better about yourself. You're going to look in the mirror and not be as pessimistic. You're going to look in the mirror and say, like, this is me. Like, I'm a good person. I do a lot. And you're going to feel better. And that all of those aspects just increase your overall happiness. And you are going to feel better going about your day-to-day life. You're going to be surrounded by more positivity. And overall, you're just going to be a happier person.
Awesome. So being self-aware, so after we talked about the benefits, about the science, how can I be self-aware? There's different things people do to enhance their self-awareness. One of them is keeping track of emotions can help monitor how you feel and why you feel that way. One thing people do is writing down their things they have done, whether every day, every week, every month, depends on the person. And being aware is not as hard as people think. It just like, it comes with practice. Just like people say, practice makes perfect. So with writing, you reflect your own self. You noting connections. You have to do it like what is called the self-assessment. And another thing people do is seeking feedback from others. Can also help you be aware of things you might not notice. So with writing, what you actually do is sometimes you need a space that creates a distance between you and the things around you. And when you write, you just keep track of your emotions. But with seeking, and that's, you might have some questions while you write, but seeking feedback from others can help you be aware of things you might now notice. So you will get a chance to hear the other person's perspectives about the same situation, which it could be a good way to answer the questions you have about some situations. Since once you have a person with you talking about him, he might have the same situation and he might already pass through it. But once you talk with him, you might use his perspective within that situation that might help you. Another one people do to enhance their self-awareness is practicing mindfulness through meditation, guided imagery, and other methods can allow you to calm your body and mind.
Practicing self-awareness in a college setting can be very difficult with the amount of pressure that is on you all the time to complete assignments, get involved in campus. There's always a lot of things going on when you are in college. So sometimes it can get overwhelming very easily. And it's always worth an effort to try to keep track of everything. Because at the end of the day, when you are accomplished and you know that you have all your assignments done and you're organized, you're going to feel better. And that could also be seen as a way of self-care, is keeping yourself organized because you're doing something to feel better. But these are some methods that you can do in college to kind of help yourself stay on track and always just be aware of what's going on within your courses. So one thing that we suggest is using a planner system that works for you. There are a lot of different planner systems that you can use. Personally, I use a physical planner and Google Calendar. I find the combination of both is really easy to use and I like it. But I know that some people like to use Notion, which is an online website that's kind of like an online planner that you can customize and make it aesthetic and look pretty. And some people like that. It's more fun than it is just a task. And some people like to bullet journal, which could also tie to journaling. You can keep track of your assignments in the same journal where you write about your emotions and how your day's been going. But also for some people, bullet journaling might be seen as a chore and you might start to dread it over time if that's not something that you enjoy. So it takes trial and error to find the best organizational system for you. Another thing is to constantly check your Canvas to-do list. And the Canvas calendar that has your due dates on it, but not everything you do is going to be on Canvas. So it is very helpful to know which classes use other websites for assignments. Like my general chemistry course used a different website for homework and quizzes. My biology course does that. A lot of classes will do that. So it's really good to make sure that you keep track on all due dates and all platforms. And then also sometimes none of that works for you or you want an extra reminder. So there's a variety of reminder systems that you can do. You can set a reminder on your phone to go off at a certain time to remind you of something. That's the one that I use. You can also put Post-it notes on your computer so that every time you open your computer, you see, oh, this is due at midnight. Or putting Post-it notes around your room, in the bathroom, on the fridge, because you know you're going to look there. These are all different ways that you can make sure that you are aware of your surroundings and also make sure that you are on top of everything, because when you are on top of everything, you're going to feel on top of yourself and you're going to feel better because you know that you're doing the best of your capabilities.
Okay, taking care of yourself. So when you're taking care of yourself and how I see it to compare to the self-awareness, I feel like they both work together. So if you are self-aware of yourself, you probably uh, you probably are good with taking care of yourself. And you can take taking care of yourself could be by getting proper rest. And if one knows how much it is, how important it is to getting proper rest, eat well, eat healthy foods, always, whether by writing, talking with someone you trust, time management, reaching out to talk to someone, and working out. They all work together to enhance your self-awareness and being good with taking care of yourself.
All right, that's all we have for this presentation. And thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this. If you are interested in talking to somebody or you want more resources on certain things that we talked about or have been talked about in past Mental Health Monday presentations or anything like that, we work for the Counseling and Psychological Services office. It's on the second floor of the University Center. The phone number and email is listed on the slide. However, if you are in need of immediate assistance and it's outside of business hours, the crisis line is also listed in case of emergency if you need to get a hold of somebody as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much.